Vinny, I guess end of the long pre-season tomorrow night, first game in Newcastle. How's the prep been in the past couple of weeks?
Well, the pre-season has been very long. I think everyone's been talking about that. 4 months ago, it seemed like it was never going to end, but before you know it, it's just around the corner. So looking forward to it. We've had a great pre-season. I think probably around about 80% of our players have completed the pre-season, so that's encouraging. So I think everyone's really itching to get out there and show what they can do. So looking forward to it. Never an easy game. First game away to Newcastle, always difficult. So I think it's going to be a pretty tight, cagey game.
When did Aziz get back, and will he be right for tomorrow night?
Yeah, Aziz got back late Wednesday night, so he had probably a modified session yesterday, and he's absolutely fine. So he's ready to go.
And no good about Lex. When did that injury happen?
That was probably 3 or 4 weeks ago, I'd say. So look, he started training again this week in a modified sense, so he's probably a couple of weeks away, so probably won't see, well, I don't know, we just have to wait and see, but I would say round 2, round 3 potentially, I'm not sure. Couple of weeks.
And with Caputo also out, I guess Lex might have been a chance to play that central role. So who are some of the options there then now that he's out as well?
We've got a couple of options up there, and between Andy Naboo, Arion Soleimani played there through the pre-season, and young boy Medin Mehmedi has also played there throughout the pre-season. Obviously the latter two are quite young and inexperienced, so Andy's probably going to be our best option there for the moment. But we have, when Lex comes back, Lex has got the opportunity to play there as well. Jonathan Cohen can also play there, so that central role we've got a fair bit of cover until Max gets himself 100% fit again.
Hey Aurelio, obviously you did come in pretty early last year, but a full pre-season this time around. How much does that help you in terms of building with a full squad over the off-season?
Oh, well, the pre-seasons are extremely important. Yeah, I think I came in round 2, round 3, round 2 I think it was last year after a pre-season. So it's very difficult to change things. So the beauty of having these last 4 months, we've been able to do a hell of a lot of tactical work, get structures right, expectations, behaviours, all those sorts of things that we instilled at the beginning of the pre-season. We've managed to do it throughout the pre-season, so it's been really encouraging. Then obviously you got those sort of hiccups that you have with injuries. Obviously we're not the only team that's gone through that through the pre-season, and then foreigners who are coming in late and not really conditioned, and then getting used to intensity, the way we train, extra things that we do here as well. So that also takes a little bit of time. But what's really pleasing, to be honest, Lockie, is that they really have taken it on board. They're really lapping it up. They're taking in the information, whatever work we're doing on the track, whatever work we're doing in the gym, Pilates, whatever it is, the way we do our recovery sessions. They've really taken it on board. So we've been pretty pleased with the pre-season so far.
Are you the kind of coach that likes to set really distinct goals and targets for your team? Is it a position on the ladder perhaps, or is it about processes, and what are your goals and expectations for your team this year?
No, I generally don't, but I think everyone in the country knows the expectations of the Melbourne City Football Club. So that hasn't changed. There's always an expectation, and that we want to deliver, first of all, top performances to win and playing an attacking type of football, and with that it should bring success. So that hasn't changed, and it hasn't changed since I've been here, and it won't change when I leave.
Great, thank you.
Nathaniel Atkinson being since he's been back, and I guess he's keen for a big year after not getting much game time at Hearts in recent months.
Yeah, Marco, he got back probably about 4 to 5 weeks ago, I'd say, and he's been excellent. He hadn't played for a little while. He had a bit of a difficult time pre-season. They hardly trained. They were playing a lot of games with the reserves because he went back with the reserves. Generally, what they do when they're trying to move you on, and didn't train a lot. Played a few games here or there, some minutes. So he got here reasonably deconditioned, but he's worked the last 4 or 5 weeks very, very well. He played 60 minutes against Western United in a friendly game a couple of weeks ago, around about 75 minutes last week against Adelaide. So he's going. The fitter he gets, the better he's going to be. He's genetically athletic anyway, and so a couple of weeks for him. If he's deconditioned, it doesn't take him long to get into a reasonable nick. But he just needs the game, like everyone. We've had pre-season games, but they're totally different. Once the league starts, there's a complete different intensity towards the A-League games. We'll probably see that tonight in the opening game with Central Coast and Victory, and it'll be no different for our game.
But in the off-season, there's been plenty of talk about, the signings. Sydney signed Costa, Wanderers signed Mata. Talk about the Victory being, up there as one of the main sort of, contenders. But you guys have sort of it's been a bit quieter, I guess you could say. Was that a sort of deliberate thing just to go about your own business and not sort of, get caught up in the hype and just do what you got to do to be ready for this weekend?
Well, I don't know what hype is anyway, Marco. It's every club's doing their own business their own way. We're doing our business our own way and getting players that we think are going to fulfil the roles and responsibilities on the pitch here. We probably don't have a Douglas Costa Juan Mata name here, but that doesn't matter. At the end, it's how the players that we have here work within the group, and so far we've been really pleased with the guys that we've brought in. So, those big signings are great, and I think it's very exciting for the league, because I think also the league needs a little bit of an injection, and I think we certainly have it with those types of players in the league now.
Newcastle, I guess most people don't expect them to contend this season. Is this a bit of a danger game first up, or sort of what are you expecting there? It's sort of never an easy place to go to play.
Well, I don't agree, Marco. I think what we saw last year, anyone can beat anyone, and I think that's exactly what's going to happen again this year. I think the tactical elements of the game, which we started to see last year, is even going to be greater this year. Coaches are smarter, they're working differently, they're bringing up new systems, new concepts. So I think it's exciting. And Newcastle are very, very well coached with Robbie Stanton. Yes, it's his second year as a senior coach, but you can see what he was doing last year, and I think him having another pre-season under his belt is going to make them stronger. So I agree. It's never been an easy game in Newcastle anyway, regardless of where they are, whether up the top or at the bottom. It's always the same, difficult. Our job is to make sure that we go in there with the right frame of mind, positive mindset, playing the way that we want to play, and we've done that throughout the pre-season. We're in really good shape. The mindset is excellent, has been throughout the pre-season. We have not missed a beat in terms of expectations and our attitude towards our training sessions throughout the pre-season. We probably had, I recall, 2 sessions where we were absolutely rubbish, but I'll take that any day over pre-season to 4 months.